Okay, guys, we are live. Mark here. How you doing? It's Mark from Success Mindset Life. I am a mindset and is that us just live now? Yeah. So just in case that's just live now, this is Mark here from Success Mindset. Hope you're doing really well. I do these daily live streams. I've started to do them again. I used to do them before, and I'm starting to call them 10 minutes. Your daily 10 minutes to success mindset, and it's something I'm doing here. I'm doing these free live streams to help people at the minute going through this challenging transition, whatever you want to call it. It's changing time. But guys, change is part of life, and that's something you gotta embrace, because life isn't full of certainty. It has uncertainty, and this is one of those times where there's a lot of uncertainty. But this is where you need to have a strong mindset, guys. This is where doing the work on your mindset and having this mindset work done beforehand really helps you at times like this. But if you're new to this, then this is the time that you want to think to yourself, well, this is the time I've woke up to my mindset, the power of your mind, and I'm going to actually start to use this time to really awaken my mind and start to use it properly to the best of the potential that you have. Because guys, your mind creates your life. It's inner world, then outer world. That is how it is. It's been shown to us by many different things nowadays. Einstein was talking about that. It's inner world first, then outer world. Inner world means your mindset. Your mindset creates your life. So it's one of the phrases I use all the time to my clients, etc., to really emphasize that point. And I'm just obviously going to be using it a lot on here to really emphasize that point to you guys. If you're new to this, or a lot of my clients tune into these live streams because it emphasizes and gives them repetition of, we go into this stuff in a lot more detail than I do in these live streams with my ongoing clients and my mentorships and stuff. But I'm giving nuggets here to help people out there to awaken to the power that they have within them and how they can embrace crisis and thrive through it, guys, rather than just survive. So one of those tools I'm going to talk to you about this evening. By the way, thanks for tuning in this evening in this lovely, nice weather. At least you're getting out to sunbathe, guys. You got to look at what's positive. I'm going to be talking about that today, because no matter what's happening, there's always what you have the choice. You have the freedom, if you know how to use your mind, to look at it how you choose. So you can look at this positive, or you can look at it negative. It's up to you. So it's how you use your mind. So there's great weather at the minute, so you could be saying, wow, I get the chance to embrace this great weather. So look, we'll be talking about this stuff in many different ways as we go forward in these daily live streams. But just to get into the topic tonight, we're going to talk about, just to remind you, I just want to show you, I did a live stream about this, I think it was last Thursday or Friday, on the hierarchy of needs by an amazing philosopher, guy called Abraham Maslow. Again, guys, this is really powerful. I went into this in that live stream a few days ago. You'll find it on this page, Success Mindset Life. So have a look at that. Really powerful concept as well. But just to talk about the one we're doing today, which is the state, what's called the triad. So one of my mentors was a guy called Tony Robbins. You'll actually see him here. This is me with Tony. I was training with Tony and being mentored by him. I actually was in part of his his different programs, Platinum Partnership, Master University, etc. I worked with Tony for a good number of years. It was when I first get into this. He was one of my first mentors. About 14 years ago now or so. And then I've had many other amazing mentors since. And I obviously now work with Dr. Joe Dispenza, being one of his worldwide trainers, the first one from Ireland. But this guy here, Tony, was the guy that taught me this here. And it's a very powerful concept. So this will help you at the minute, guys. I'm only going to go over this very quickly, very briefly here. I use this at my live events. I run live 2-3 day events depending on which one I'm doing, and we do fire walks, we do glass walks, and all this type of stuff. Obviously, we're not doing them at the minute with this current thing that's going on at the minute. There's no live events. It's this lockdown that it's been called. And do you remember, I reframed it to calling this being grounded, guys. Do you remember? If you look at previous live streams, it's a really good reframe. So remember that word grounded is a meditation word, and it's very powerful. So let's just call it grounded rather than lockdown. because it's a powerful meaning to give it rather than grounded. But basically, Tony taught this thing in this seminar that I, one of the teachings, and at my live events, I use this in a much deeper sense. We go into it in much more detail because we use this in a process leading on from this. We use this to actually help people to get into a state, and this is the power of this, guys. And the reason I'm telling you this is for this reason, to show you the power of what I'm showing you, even just in the initial quick, overview of it, is that I take this concept and I take it in a further process in the live events, and people walk over burning hot coals and glass, and they break arrows with their throat, this part of their throat, that small part of the throat. They break an arrow with that part of their throat, and it's because we have so much power within us if we know how to use our mind. And this is one of the concepts that helps you to start to use that. So in this thing that Tony calls the triad, it basically monitors your state. Now, all of this is your mindset, so you can see that mindset's everything first and foremost. So everything's your mindset, because before you can move your physiology, what do you have to do? We have to think before we do anything, guys, period. We have to think. So mindset is everything. Whether it's conscious or subconscious, it's a mindset. So our physiology is the very first thing. So very quickly, just to go through this concept here, basically we can be in an empowered physiology, or we can be in a disempowered physiology. Disempowered physiology is like someone that is depressed and is thinking of all the negative things. They're just really conditioned to think more negative because that's how they've been programmed, guys, and that's how it is. How can I, and some people, if I hadn't experienced what I experienced in my life before now, I may be talking about this and thinking, there's people might be like, oh, how are you talking about depression? I actually experienced depression, guys. I was at one time, before I met Tony, this is prior 14 years ago, I was bullied when I was young at school, and it led me to a period of having depression and anxiety. And obviously then I found personal development, Tony, and all these different mentors, and I completely transformed my life and myself. And I did it myself. I didn't need doctors. I didn't need all this stuff. And that's just my story. So I'm just telling you what happened for me. So I can talk about this from my point of view. So I was conditioned to thinking negative. And I used to have a really physiology that was always like looking at, when you're not in good, positive mind frame and thoughts, you're thinking of things like, we're going to talk about language and focus here. But in this metaphor of what happened to me, I'll talk about all three, because I hadn't a good language. I hadn't got a good focus. I was focusing on what was shit in my life, what was going wrong. Like at the minute, guys, there's a crisis, and people are either focusing on what's going wrong, or they're focusing on what can go right, on what is the positives, because positives and negatives exist all of the time. They're always there. It's just what you are looking for, what you decide to look for. So are you looking for the positives in this? Are you looking at all the doom and gloom? Are you watching the negative on the media, on the TV that's just been bombarded? Are you looking at that, surrounding your mind with what you don't want? Or are you just distancing yourself from the negative and focusing on the things that you want to create? Because we all know what to do at the minute, guys, to protect yourselves. Wash your hands, and obviously nutrition. I talked about this in a recent live stream with an expert guy. There's many things you can do, but you don't need to be watching negative media all the time, because what you surround your mind with, what you focus on, etc., is going to create your mental state, your mental being. So just to go back to just talking about the physiology, I used to have a physiology that was more looking downwards whenever I was going through depression and anxiety. And I started to learn when I came across Tony and all these other teachers, especially Tony initially, because he was my first mentor. Well, as I said, he used to explain that whatever you're conditioned with daily, well, before I knew this information, I was just wasn't aware of this information. So I was going on, oh, this happened to me, and now this happened, and oh, isn't this terrible, and my life is this, and oh my God, this is, it was all negative talk. And then obviously, as you speak negative, your physiology is more downward. I was conditioning myself for that. And when I realized and found out what I started to come across, and how my mindset was, what I was feeding my mind was controlling my physiology, which was controlling my language, which was controlling my focus, I then started to change all of this. And what happened? Hey presto, everything started to change, because my mindset started to shift in all these areas, and I started changing my physiology. I started being a more positive person. I started conditioning myself, guys, into focusing on what I wanted, not what I didn't want. Speaking how I wanted to speak in terms of what the type of things I wanted. As we talk about here, the other two things is language and focus. Are you saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, oh my God, how could I ever do that? When you do that, you're giving your power and all your potential away. You're just dismissing it, guys. We have so much potential if we tap into it. It's all within us. As I said, at the earlier part of this, I said your inner world creates your outer world. We have access to this if we start to believe it. We start to tap into what's called our inner resource, or our inner infinite potential. So I started saying, I can do this. I'm going to make this happen. And I started seeing myself doing the things, and already, this is like next level advanced stuff, but I started seeing myself as if I was already there, as it was already happening. I was, taking things, obviously this is moving it forward, where you really start to see it before it actually comes into the physical. But even the initial thing is starting to think better and to have better language, like I can do this, this is happening, I have the power, getting up every day, focusing on things you want. The other key thing here, guys, is focus on what you want, what's going right at the minute. I can actually have more time with my family. I can enjoy the sun. I can do gratitude. We have more time to reflect, to work on our mind, to really work on this number one asset we have, which is our mindset. If we work on that, guys, it's just so powerful what it does for you. It'll totally transform your reality when you do this, guys. Honestly, like I said, I'll repeat it again. Your inner world, your mindset creates your outer world. That is how it is. It's a thing that's been said by Einstein. If you listen to any of his quotes, he talks about this, that literally our inner world is our reality, because that is what creates our outer reality. So it's been said and proven and shown to us in many different ways. So we just got to take it on board, start to apply this, have a better physiology to start off. Just as a summary, guys, we want to have a good physiology. As Tony talks about this, the 2 millimeter rule is like just moving our chest 2 millimeters either way. If you go from here to here, obviously I'm moving my whole body here, but if you just go from the diaphragm, how much it's moving, it's called what he calls the 2 millimeter rule. That's how much you're moving actually in the chest, in your diaphragm, and your physiology is in a better physiology. When you're standing in a better physiology, you feel empowered, you feel strong. So just watch your physiology. Is it downwards or is it upwards, feeling good? Then the next thing is your language. How are you speaking to yourself? Are you speaking positive? Are you speaking in a productive, conducive way to moving yourself more forward in a positive direction? Are you saying, I can't all the time? Are you saying, I can do this. I know I have the ability. Things like that. What are you focusing on? A very simple thing, guys, to start off, to train yourself to start being more positive, is to start to focus on things like gratitude. A simple thing you can do every single day. I have this thing that I did it last week on the Wednesday meditation evening, where I literally just said, went through the process, and I did this is on the live stream, guys, last Wednesday. If you want to go through it, I did a 5-minute breathing exercise, did it live here, and then we just did gratitude for 3 minutes. 8-minute exercise you could do every morning, every evening. You're focusing on your breath, bringing your thoughts back to the breath all the time. All you do is focus on your breath for 5 minutes, which is training your focus. And then after you do that, when you're in a nice calm state, then you just focus on gratitude, what you're grateful for. There's a simple exercise to start training yourself to focus on positive things, what's going right in your life. So guys, simple, very quick overview. Look at this concept that we can do so much more with, but obviously I'm just giving quick live streams here, guys. So I just wanted to give you that to start to work on that, especially if you're new to this. Like, keep it simple. We'll just give you some things to work on, and then you can build on it. Be here every day, guys, when we're doing these live streams. I'm going to be sharing amazing stuff, even though it's just 10 minutes, like what I'm calling this, the daily 10-minute to success mindset live streams, while we're going through this, to help people to awaken to the power of their mind. And guys, it's all about action. When I work with my clients, I say it's not just the right information, it's right information to transformation. You got to take action in this, not just listen and go, oh, that sounded good. You got to take action. So right information to transformation. That's why I work with my clients in a mentorship program, because I want to take them to transformation. I want to take them to where they're completely transformed in their mindset, because that's when the magic happens. As I say to my clients, that's when the magic happens and the results just go exponential. So with that, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate if you're on here live. By the way, guys, if you're on here live, put in 1 if you're on here live, and put in 2 if you're on the replay. Don't be shy. Don't be passive, guys. Come on. Let's get active here. Let's communicate. Let's get to know each other, because we want to create a positive force and a movement of people that want to bring out the absolute best in themselves. So, like, it's not going to happen if we're just sitting here and we're just listening, and and be active, get to know each other. So there's Breach. Well done, Breach, putting in 1 that she's on here live, and there's more people on here live, guys. So put in 1. Don't be shy. Don't be passive, because nothing happens in life if you're passive. Thanks, Claire. Awesome. There's Claire showing up, because look, there's leaders, guys. Be a leader. Be a leader in your life. Be a leader in this positive, like-minded community of people that are going to lift each other up, that are going to help each other to bring out the best themselves. So put in 1 if you're on here live, 2 if you're on the replay, and please get this information out. Share it, guys. I'd really appreciate if you'd share this, because when doing these live streams free to help people. So let's do that. Let's have an awesome evening, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. And guys, just take note. All you have to do is remember these 3 words, and just think, what did Mark say? Oh, I have a good physiology, standing up. Think about my language. Am I speaking positive? Am I speaking negative? How am I showing up? How am I speaking about myself? Am I talking positive or negative? And then your focus. So you can, the order of those doesn't really matter as long as you're doing all 3. So what am I focusing on? And gratitude is a real good thing to bring yourself into a good positive state, with obviously positive focus, if you focus on gratitude. So with that, guys, I'll finish that off. Have an awesome evening. Thanks for your comments, those who did, and the rest of you guys, come on. We got to get you guys to be participating rather than just being passive. So have an awesome day. Participation gets results, not passiveness, guys. So thanks for the guys that are showing up and putting the action in as well. So all the best, guys. See you tomorrow. Cheers.